know and find out what happened to Jenkins. Teresa Martin, who on August 16th underwent a double mastectomy, and a couple of weeks later, she traveled to the Crown Plaza Hotel in search of her daughter, explicitly telling them and asking them to help her find her daughter, asking them to show the videotapes because she knew her daughter was on the premises. Up to today's date, we still have not received the entirety of the video showing what happened to Kenneka Jenkins. We've asked you to come here today because there have been a lot of things said out there in the media about what happened, including that there is some videotape showing and displaying her walk into a freezer. We've been given some snippets of video, I'd say less than 30 to 40 minutes of video out of 36 hours, and none of that video shows Kenneka Jenkins walking into a freezer. So still today, we have the question, and we're committed to finding out what happened to Kenneka Jenkins on the evening on September 10th of 2017. There have been questions about what did we receive. We've asked for all investigative reports, all statements, all videos from the premises, videos from the hallways, videos from the kitchen, to find out what is shown on the videos. We know she was there, and again, to today's date, we haven't received it. The snippets show a young lady who's disoriented, a young lady who clearly is in need of some attention. She's trying to find her way, and no one from Crown Plaza Hotel responds to her. No one from Crown Plaza Hotel is seeking to provide assistance to her. And for over a day, approximately a day and a half, apparently she was somehow down in this freezer, and they have no way of explaining, or they haven't to this date at least explained, how someone got into an area that clearly or apparently was not being utilized, and a freezer that apparently was on and not being used and function. So Ms. Martin has asked us to conduct an independent investigation. We've committed to her that we will not stop until we get all of the video. We will not stop till we get all of the recordings. We will not stop till we get all of the statements, because we want to give her an explanation, and she's entitled to an explanation as to what happened to her daughter on that evening.
We just did.
Sure.
That would help us out. Sorry.
Sure, no problem. I can tell you that in my line of work, I've come across some very strong individuals. But after hearing some of the 911 tapes, after having sat down, met Kenneka's mom, I've never met anybody as strong. What she could do for her daughter was unlimited. You're going to hear, I'm sure they're going to end up releasing the 911 tapes. You're going to actually see, hopefully they'll release it today. Hopefully we can get today the video we've been asking for the last 48 hours. But you are going to hear when those tapes are released. Ms. Martin called up and asked time and time again, please check the videotapes at the hotel. My daughter is missing. She went after having an infection in her chest, after having a double mastectomy, went over at 5 o'clock in the morning begging the hotel to please just check the videotapes. In a vacuum, that might sound innocuous, but what we have at least been told through you, the media, there are 47 cameras and 36 hours of tape that they never looked for. They never checked, they never searched, they never did anything, while a young 19-year-old disoriented girl is sitting in their freezer. Now there has to be an answer to how that happened. Better yet, there has to be an answer to why that happened. Why is Teresa sitting here, having now to go over to the coroners to pick up her child, when on their videotape, in their hotel, in their freezer, all they had to do was watch it. I've guaranteed this mom, guaranteed her, we will get to the bottom of it. We will only go to where the facts lead us. But once we are there, we will have answers. That I promise. And that I promise you.
Thank you.
Sam, have they given you any answers thus far about how a community activist would have seen or claim to have seen videotape that shows this young lady going into a freezer and they would not be able to release that snippet to you?
To be quite honest with you, I don't know what any community activist has seen. To be honest with you, at this point, I'm not interested in what someone else has seen. I want to see it. Larry has been asking for there's nobody, I can tell you this, there's nobody more stringent on asking for what we need than Larry.
And that's the crux of my question.
And it's not just Andrew. There are a lot of people wondering what happened to this young lady. It's a community concern. She's a 19-year-old girl who is apparently found in a freezer after a day and a half of being asked for, and they've asked for videos for a day and a half. The mom went to the front desk asking, will you please look at the videos from the very beginning, and got nothing but resistance from the Crown Plaza Hotel.
Do you think
So
she
how
might
many
still
And
be
even today, we haven't gotten the video.
Do you think she might still be alive if they had acted sooner?
I don't want to guess and speculate, but I want to know what's on these videos. If there's some video that shows her walking into a freezer, as has been reported to the media, I want to see that. I've been asking for it for 48 hours, and all I've gotten is snippets, none of which show that.
How long are the snippets? How many did you get? How long are the snippets?
We've got approximately 8 snippets. They show different portions of the hotel. They show someone who's disoriented, I would say, in need of assistance. I don't know how you would have monitoring systems that show that and not respond to it well before she reaches any freezer.
Ms. Martin, have you seen her
in the video?
I don't. There's no freezer whatsoever that I see in this video.
Mom, have you seen?
Let me be clear. I have not received all of the videos, but of the videos they've provided me, I have not seen any freezer, and I absolutely have not seen her walk into a freezer.
A spokesman for the hotel told me an hour ago that they have offered you guys the chance to view all 36 hours of tape, and you have yet to take them up on that offer.
An hour ago?
An hour ago.
It takes me an hour and a half to get there.
So I'm saying, though, they made this offer yesterday,
That's not accurate. That's not accurate.
so the spokesman for Crown Plaza is lying.
We have not received an offer to view the video. What's more important is her mother asked to see the video that day, within hours of her daughter being on.
Just so I'm clear, the spokesman is mistaken when he tells me that they have offered the representation from Ms. Martin the chance to view all 36 hours of tape. He told me that twice in the last 24 hours that they made this offer to you. He is lying, is that what you're saying?
They have now told us they will make it available because we've insisted.
When did they tell you that?
They told me that within the last hour.
Okay.
They did
No,
put out
nothing yesterday.
They did put out a statement yesterday, though, saying they were offered to show the family all of the video. Did you not receive that?
I did not receive contact. All of you have been able to reach me and call me, and we have not received it.
Look, we are here right now. It's not hard. It's not hard. They don't know, they don't know where Power Rogers and Smith is. Bring the tape now.
That's right.
It's not hard. That's what you call spin. I don't want to sound like the natural. That's what you call spin. What happened here is they're mad because the protesters are out front. And they're going to tell you anything they want. What we want to know is if they offered it, they can't send a messenger. They can't send somebody over here with the tape right now, and then they can prove us wrong. So that's my point. What we want to know is, where is it? We want to see it. I'm not going to worry about the last 48 hours. I'm going to worry about the next 48 hours.
Right.
I want to know when this mother here, a grieving mother, is going to see the tape in the next 48 hours. When you can answer that, and when they can answer that, then I care. I don't care what happened 48 hours ago. Get us the tape now.
We just received an email from the police department with a link to all of the videos.
Oh, they released it to you, but they didn't call us and tell us this for the mom.
That's what I'm asking. I'm asking.
Well,
you
part of
if
this
you've
is
received
we've been requesting all of the videos. We complained that we only received snippets of the videos, and we requested to see all of it. So it's good to see that it's going to be released, and we'll be able to view it.
Teresa, have you?
And what we're
seen
looking
those
for is
snippets?
what's been represented to you, that there's some depiction of her walking into a freezer. We have, again, it's not on the snippets. If that's on the video, I want to see them.
Teresa, have you seen those snippets? And have you seen them?
Can we just slide over to
Yes,
if you don't mind?
okay.
Do you want to answer?
No.
Teresa's under a lot of grief, and we've agreed that we will answer any questions for you.
Is there anything that you would just like us to know or like to share? Because people want to hear from you. They feel they empathize with the situation, with obviously your treatment and then obviously losing a child. They want to hear from you. Is there something that you want to tell folks that will see this, that thanking them for their concerns, whatever you'd like to say.
Yes, I thank everybody for your help, the love and support. But I also want to know what happened. I want to see I want to see her literally actually walking into this freezer and closing herself within this freezer and freezing to death.
Talk about how a mother, I mean, obviously you've got some health issues right now. Talk about where that fight comes from, to fight for your child, to keep going forward even though everything maybe in your body says, I can't handle, I can't take one more step.
God. Comes for God.
We would also appreciate from the media if you would direct any of your questions, say to myself or to Larry. She hasn't slept probably 3 or 4 days.
She's still arranging to see her daughter. She hasn't been able to see her, and she has to make funeral arrangements. So if you could respect that and not contact her, and we direct that to you as well as the general public.
Larry, so based on what you saw in the videotape so far, either it's incomplete, what do you think are some of the potential liability issues for the hotel?
I don't want to guess and speculate. I haven't gotten any statements, and we will go, as Sam said, we will go where the facts lead us. So all we've gotten so far is the snippets. We just got a short time ago the 911 recordings. I want all of it. I want all of the recordings, all of the communications, all of the reports, the statements that were taken. I want to know the individuals that were there. It's my understanding that there are parties that go on in these hotels. I want to know what they knew and what opportunities they had to be aware and prevent this from happening. We haven't even gotten an autopsy report yet. So a part of what we're doing is making sure she can begin the process of completing her grieving. Like I said, she has not even seen her daughter. The hope is that she can go to the medical examiner's office within the next few hours, quite frankly, and then begin to make plans. And then she's charged us with doing this investigation to find out what happened to Kenneka. We want to know, and she's entitled to know, what happened to her daughter.
Are you satisfied that there was no foul play at all?
I'm not satisfied with anything. I don't know what happened to her. I don't, and what I have seen does not explain to me what happened to her. So I want to be able to give this mother answers. I want to look at it, the information myself. I owe her that. We owe her that. Crown Plaza owes her that. They have 36 hours of video, much of which will probably show her there looking for her daughter when they were not. It'll show family and friends looking for her daughter when they were not, sending her off to the police station. She's entitled to have that reviewed thoroughly, and that's what we've committed to do for her.
Have you talked to the other friends who were with her? Have they been cooperative? What has that been like for you?
We've gotten no resistance from anybody in terms of her friends, because they were there asking Crown Plaza the same things. They're saying, we were here with our friend and we can't find her. She's somewhere here. So, again, there's been no resistance on the side of the family and friends. There's only been resistance thus far to get the video. Give us the video. Let us look at the video. Don't give us snippets. Give us the recordings. Give us the statements. Let us do our own investigation so she can find out what happened to Kenneka.
When you say independent investigation, what do you mean? What are you wanting right now?
I mean, we will do an investigation for her with our own investigators. We'll do our own interviews. To the extent necessary, we'll do our own autopsy. We need to get that information so we can give her some answers.
How is all the speculation on social media you think affected this case?
I can't speak to that other than I think that this mother should have gotten attention about what happened to her daughter when she first went to the counter at the Crown Plaza. Within hours of her daughter being missing, she drove to Rosemont despite her illness, went to the counter and said, my daughter was here. Can you help me? She asked them to look at the videos. At that point, it was a couple of hours of videos. Had they done that, we may not be here today.
What time in the morning was that she drove there?
It's 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
In that range, 5 or 6 a.m.
When was she first contacted that her daughter was missing? Was it one of the friends who was at that party? Was she just wondering where her daughter was because she didn't come home?
One of the friends, while they were still at the Rosemont Hotel, contacted her and said, we can't find Kenneka. They didn't leave or abandon her. They couldn't find her.
So you've spoken with these friends who were at the party. Were people from the time they lost track of Kenneka continuing to sweep through the building, so to speak? Were friends going throughout that hotel throughout the night until
Her friends and her family were doing everything they could do within reason to both look for her themselves at the hotel, as well as ask for assistance from the Crown Plaza staff, both to look for her and to let them see the videos, or just look at the videos themselves, telling them where they came in, telling them the locations, and they were not getting the assistance they needed. Assistance that probably, I suspect, I don't know, may have prevented us from being here today.
Have a couple of the online people who've been following the case have injected race into this, thinking they're saying that authorities didn't push this because she was black. Has that ever come into any of your speculation that maybe this was a race thing, maybe because these were black teenagers and not?
I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on getting facts. We want to get information and facts, and then we can digest it and make a determination about, again, what happened to people. That's really the crux of what we're doing. What happened to them?
Sam,
I think that's a fair question.
Oh, yeah, certainly. Race is not of importance to me right now until I know what happened. Is it something that could come up? I expect that maybe it could. I don't know. As of right now, that's not my concern. I'm not looking for but I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to have an answer and then get the facts to support my answer. I want to have my facts that will lead me to the answer, because that's what is due to her. If this was about an agenda, I could come in here and give you whatever spin I wanted. Larry and I aren't going to do that. We truly and honestly want to know what happened so that we can have this poor woman know what happened to her daughter. At the end of the day, that's all this is. We have a child who is dead and a mother who doesn't know why. And that's the only thing Larry and I are trying to get to. Everything else can go to the wayside, because I know what it's like to be a father, and I know what it's like to have a sick child. I can't imagine what it's like to have one that is deceased and you don't know why. And that's all we're trying to do.
One of the first things I said to her when she called was, "I'm glad you called because you needed help." She's on TV asking the same questions. And then I find out she's going to the front desk and not getting any assistance. And I told her, "I'm glad you called. I want to help you."
Yes.
So what's the next step?
Well, apparently we're going to get the entire video. We're going to comb through the 911 tapes they provided to us. We're going to continue to do our own investigation with interviews and so forth. And I expect to have the chance to go look myself and document the scene to see exactly where the locations were that Kenneka was. So we can put together the pieces of this puzzle to figure out what happened to Kenneka.
Could there be a lawsuit against the Crown Plaza or City of Rosemont?
Where this may lead will depend on where the facts lead. Right now, we're focused on answering the question of what happened to her that evening, how she possibly got into a freezer of a well-known established Crown Plaza hotel near O'Hare Airport. And no one saw her, no one knew anything about this. That's how they're maintaining their premises. She's entitled to know how this happened. We want to get her some answers.
Have you heard anything from Crown Plaza? Is that area, have there been any changes? Is that area now secure? Are they doing anything different?
We have not received any information about the status of the location where this occurred.
Talking about the hotel not giving you the video, what about the police? Have you asked them as well when you couldn't get it from the hotel?
I asked initially both the police department as well as the Crown Plaza Hotel for the video as well as other information.
Was it the same answer from the police with the video?
The response I got from the police department was the production of the snippets of video. We did not get the entirety of the video, and I complained about the fact that I need not what you think I need to see, but I need the entirety of the video.
And what did they say to that?
Their lawyer contacted me actually today and told me he would provide that.
Both of you have been on very many criminal cases. Can you recall a time when someone outside law enforcement, like Andrew Holmes, was actually shown video before a family member was?
To be honest, I don't know what Mr. Holmes saw or he didn't. I have no idea, and quite frankly, to our investigation, it's irrelevant. I understand that this is a media case. I understand that, but that really doesn't affect us. We're not moved by any protests. We're not moved by any protesters or activists. We are only moved by trying to find out what happened to Kenneka. Other than that, I don't make any speculation. I don't care, because that doesn't get me to where we need to be. which is, why is Kenneka dead? That's where we need to be.